Hey guys, this is Derek from Pacific Coast Auto, and we're looking at a 1991 E30 BMW 3 Series Touring. And I have to say, I'm quite in love with this car. We've sold a couple of these E30 Tourings. There aren't an awful lot of them in Japan, but this one just totally checks all the right boxes for me. I love this car. So let's see what we have. First off, the condition of the car is very nice, and yet it has 138,000 kilometers, which by that time and this age, 25 years old, usually the vehicles start to break down, start to have problems here and there, interior problems, exterior problems. This one is just so nice. Engine is 2.5 liter inline 6. Probably you're going to hear in the audio, it's going to click, 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 click. That's a fairly normal way of this style engine to sound. It uses a solid lifter inside. You get a really nice performance out of this engine, a nice smoothness, a lot of torque, inline 6-cylinder. It does have an oil leak, it's right up here in the valve cover. But the engine runs really, really nicely. Look at the way that the header works. It's a 6 to 2 to 1 style header. Injection looks, or the air injection system, plenum, is that what it's called? It looks really cool. Hood opens this way. Padding underneath is in good shape. Gonna lower this. We'll go over the auction sheet. We'll go over the rest of the condition of the body. But before we do that, I have to take another look at it because it's just so good looking. I have to say, the E30s are small cars. Small station wagons almost don't exist. And so this is really cool. I'm a big fan of small cars, lightweight cars, especially ones that can fit a 6-cylinder in them. And being a station wagon in such a small body, especially by today's standards, is really cool. Okay, so over to the auction sheet. We'll take a look at what it says. So 1991 BMW 325i Touring. So that means station wagon. Auction grade 3.5 interior D. I laughed my head off when I said the interior D because the interior is actually really good with just one kind of serious problem, which I'll show you in a sec. 137.4, 18 kilometers, still have registration in Japan. In fact, the last inspection would have been in 2016 February, so not that long ago. It's Alpine white is the color. It's original white. Purchased from user, original 14-inch wheels. The 14-inch wheels totally suit the car, because if you've had this car 25 years and you're still running the original 14-inch wheels, that means that you're probably an enthusiast, which I think is the case in this one, or somebody who doesn't really care about their car. But why would you drive a car like this if you didn't care about it? It's a car that makes you love driving cars and makes you want to have a cool car. I want this for myself, to be honest. It says E30 Touring, first time at auction, 2013. It has, what is this? Samostado case gasket. Thermostat case gasket has been replaced, and the rear brake pad sensors have been replaced. Comes with a Japanese highway system toll collection box, Bilstein shocks in it. 2018 August, the shocks were replaced. There's a history paper for that. It's a dealer car, meaning this was an original Japanese car. And even though these are original Japanese car, you get it in left-hand drive, which is opposite of Japanese cars. And there weren't a lot of these that were sold in Japan, so it is pretty rare on Japanese streets. I don't know if I've ever seen one here, because with the owner's manual and some other paperwork and stuff. And so here's the report. Not an awful lot here. If you're looking for a good condition car, look for one that doesn't have any marks in this section. It says dashboard is cracked large and has a cover on it. That's your big problem and why it got the D grade interior. Steering wheel wear, engine oil leak, I already showed you that. Steering wheel is actually not that worn. It doesn't even say the interior is dirty. It's very clean interior. And this one has, I think it's not a real leather, like a vinyl seat, but they really, really are nice seats in this car. Okay, A3 on the front bumper and the winker. It says winker, it means signal light, but you know, some countries they say winker, even in English. Signal light is cracked. Wait a second, is that really a signal light? I think it's the fog light that's cracked. Yeah, they were liars. Okay, so there's the crack. And the front bumper has A3 on it, so take a look at that. And take a close look, that's the M Sports front bumper. And so kind of a cool little extra on there to get the M Sports front bumper. Cracked down there, lots of paint cracks in it, and scuffs at the bottom here. It does go down a good deal lower than the standard front bumper on these cars, so No surprise that it's been hit there. Japan is a mountainous country. Okay, so that's really the biggest damage on the car. We also have some rust on the back here, and good condition here. W2 means repainted, but the repaint looks like it's been done well. And windshield rock chip. Rock chips are super tiny, like less than 1 millimeter. Okay, let's go around the car and see what it looks like. Okay, so that front bumper makes it look a little bit more aggressive on the front. White suits this car so well. These E30s tend to be a lot in gunmetal and black colors. When you find one in white, they just look so clean because it's so easy to see the body style. I was thinking about these cars while I was shooting the report and thinking about how the E30, by today's standards, is a classic car. And these were, like when I started paying attention to cars, these were the 3 Series and they were all over the road. And for plenty of years, I never really even thought about them because they were just, you know, a 3 Series. Nowadays, though, they look very much like a classic car with the round headlights and the flat grille and the boxy dimensions. And I think that the reason why I like these so much is because the cars feel extremely comfortable. Like, classic cars usually have something that's a little bit quirky about them or a little bit significant, but these ones are just really well designed, well made, inside out, excellent cars. And the comfort level is what causes people to really start paying a lot of money for them these days, to be honest. Okay, maybe that makes sense to me. I don't know if it makes sense to you. We have sunroof here. Okay, I'm gonna get right into the party piece of this one, and that's the back end. Because everyone's seen an E30. Not everyone has seen an E30 touring because these just weren't on the road in Canada. We didn't have them. I don't think they had them in the US either. Cracked badge. Easy fix. And look, it has the D mark. People put these on the back of their car to signify where they come from, and D means Germany. And probably the owner of this car, just as an enthusiast, wanted to put that on because it's a German car. I'm guessing it's a Japanese driver, not actually a German driver, but who knows. So the entrance to the back is a little bit weird with the notchy cutout between the tail lights there, but it is cool, pretty big to put things in. But as far as station wagons go, it is a small car, so it's not a giant trunk. Okay, trunk liner's all in really good shape, except this one here works, but it doesn't hook on anymore because it's missing the little plastic clip here, and it's missing the little opening door here, so that's just like that. This plastic piece, I believe, shouldn't be too difficult to find a replacement for. Wow, camera sensor's going crazy there. Okay, underneath we have spare tire, and it's happy and original. And going to close the trunk here. Okay, going to show you the side panels because they are super clean and super nice. Pretty much no dents. There's one minor door dent on one of the doors, and it's very small. Exhaust comes off at an angle, and so that's cool. I don't know if that's stock or not. I don't think so. But it also doesn't have the look of an aftermarket exhaust or a sound of an aftermarket exhaust. I mean, it does have this weird cutout kind of look to it, but it's not your traditional aftermarket exhaust that would look, I guess, more akin to what those Skylines have on the back there. Okay, the rust shouldn't be too difficult to repair. It's in an inconspicuous place. There's 2 places bubbling here and bubbling here, and a little bit down there, but the underside here looks really clean, and the rest of the underside of the car looks super clean, so really that's the only part of concern for the rust. Very easy to fix. Oh, and one more place before I show you. Just this. See the BMW mark there? A lot of people don't know what those are. What it is it shows you where your front corner is, so that, you know, you're driving from over in that seat to there, so when you pull up to a curb, you don't know how far away you are or how far your front corner is away from other cars, and that gives you a visual reference for where it is. Very popular in Japan, where parking lots are super tight. Okay, inside here there's a little bit of rust. It looks worse than it actually is because it's all orange, but it's only a little scrape and it hasn't deteriorated the metal, but should be fixed. Look at the sun coming through the trees there. That's nice. Okay. So door cards are all really nice. Smell inside the car just smells so good. You Makes me want to never eat anything inside this car. It looks like whoever owned this was a big time enthusiast, wanted their car super clean, really liked BMW because BMW and BMW and BMW, it's everywhere. Steering wheel, apparently this steering wheel has wear on it, but that would surprise me. It's got a tiny bit of scratching up here. Really no damage at all for a steering wheel that's coming in at 30 years old pretty soon. Alright, seats look like leather seats. I don't think they actually are. The seller said, didn't check the box for leather. They do feel leather-ish, but they're not full of wrinkles in this area, which leather seats typically have. And they feel really, really nice sitting in them. And BMW doesn't even make BMW-style seats anymore. BMW and Mercedes-Benz used to have quite hard seats that were very comfortable on long trips, and now they've gone all soft. And they're not as comfortable as they used to be. But when you sit in them, you're like, wow, this is comfortable. But then after you drive a little bit, they get less comfortable. The old seats, they knew about it, and they made them hard and supportive and very nice. And they just don't do that anymore. AC's on, AC works, power steering's good, brakes feel good, shifting feels good. One of the power windows doesn't work, this one here. So, this one doesn't work. That kind of sucks. This cover is the correct cover. People put covers on to protect their dashboard or to hide cracks, and so you got a big one here. And you have another small one here. And a small one over there. Okay, cup holders have been screwed in to the door cards. A little bit disappointing, but it's not that bad. Okay, this is a magnet. So if you have like a parking pass, you put it under there. Boop, there you go. No smoking. The ashtray was taken completely out and replaced with another piece that goes where the ashtray is. So that's kind of cool. Engine is so happy, so nice. The inline 6-cylinders are just such a nice engine that we don't get that often anymore. I mean, BMW still does their 6-cylinders, but most manufacturers have moved over to a V6 because they're lighter weight and cheaper to manufacture. And most people, you know, when they're looking at cars, they're not like, oh, have to go for the one with this inline 6-cylinder because it's so smooth and so beautiful. People just don't realize that anymore. Back seats look great. Not a lot of leg room, and you don't get a lot of headroom because this one has the sunroof, and that takes up some of your spot. And so I'm 5'10", and when I sit in here, my head touches the ceiling. If I slouch, I get a little bit of room there. Okay, so overall, great condition. Over 130,000 kilometers, but body and interior are so nice. Well, that's going to be the end of this review. E30 Touring, 2.5 liter inline 6-cylinder BMW awesomeness. Thanks for watching. If you have any questions, post them in the comment section, and check out our website if you're so inclined. Thanks a lot for watching, and have a nice day.